My name is Bode Agusto. When you don't have money and they ask you to come and make money and you say you don't need the money, that is arrogance. That is their own definition of arrogance. Well, it was the spirit of entrepreneurship that took us out of Nigeria initially. And we recognized very clearly that Nigeria was easily the biggest play in Sub-Saharan Africa. The next biggest was South Africa, which was a much more sophisticated environment than ours. They had some credit rating agency. The capital requirements for setting up in there would have been much bigger than setting up in Nigeria. So we chose not to go there. And then we decided that, okay, the most interesting play, and for proximity purposes, would be Ghana. So we decided to go into Ghana. And we did our due diligence. We set up a company in Ghana, and we were going to capitalize the business and start a credit rating agency in Ghana, having also spoken to the regulators. Then we went into Ghana to make a presentation to prospective clients. And whilst we were making the presentation, or just after we finished the presentation, one of our friends there brought it to our notice that some anonymous person had been sending a fax or telegram around that these people called Agusto and Co. are 419 people, they are frauds and everything. We took it in our stride, and we expected that the regulators there would protect us. Went to the Securities and Exchange Commission, went to the Bank of Ghana to say, these people are maligning our name. Until tomorrow, they did nothing about it. So we just stopped the Ghana adventure immediately. But later on, we looked at the East African area, and we saw Kenya as a very interesting economy. Did some due diligence, and people were welcoming. We applied, they licensed us, we set up our company, and working in that area gives you access to the East Africa region. And today we're doing business in Rwanda, we're exploring opportunities in Uganda and Tanzania as well. Not really, because I was in my 30s, and in the team we felt we could conquer the world, so shutting down was not an option. It was forging ahead, trying to deliver value to our clients, and finding out what is important to them, how we can help, and rejoicing when they prosper. The president, that is President Obasanjo, during his first term, had a rough time getting his budgets through the National Assembly, and felt that he needed help in the budget office. In fact, it wasn't that he felt that he needed help. He felt that he needed a team of very good people to help him forge ahead in his economic agenda during his second term. So he was assembling a team. And then the president and his vice were working together then. And they worked together to put together a team of people that they felt will help move the country ahead during the second term. And that was how Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala came in. That was how Chukwuma Soludo came in. El Rufai had come in a bit earlier. Obi Ezekwesili had come in a bit earlier. Mansour Mukhtar was drafted in as well. And a few other members of the team that I might not remember their names. And there were some who were not working directly in government, but were driving important initiatives. A good example of that is my good friend Fola Adiola, who was helping on the pension side and who helped saw the pension reforms through without actually coming into government. So, about 6 months before the president was elected, he actually, first of all, I got a surprise call from him, and he said he wanted me to come and help him on budget matters, and I should come up to Abuja to see him. I went to see him, we spoke, but the role they were going to give was not really a hands-on role. It was just sitting in the presidency while other people were doing the work, rolling up their sleeves and doing the work. And I didn't feel it could quite work for me. So I turned it down then. But 6 months later, he came again with another offer. Because OBJ is always very persistent. He tries to get what he wants. So he came back with the issue of, okay, you're not going to be an advisor alone. You're going to be the Director General in charge of the budget office. You're going to be my advisor on budget matters. And we looked at the team of people that the president had put together, an eminent team that he had put together. And working with that team, I felt that we had a good chance of succeeding. So I said yes. And I first of all consulted with my people in Agusto and Co. Guys, can you forge ahead alone? They said, don't worry, we'll do it. It's a good opportunity for the country and for you. Go ahead and do it. So that was why I accepted, or how I accepted, and joined the team. And with the benefit of hindsight and the work that people put in, it was a very good time for us in Nigeria, because the impact was great, and we were able to achieve some concrete things to move the Nigeria economy forward. Yeah. But a lot of people also ascribe significant credit to us as members of the team. But I always say that the bulk of the credit must go to the president, who not only appointed us, but supported us when we started facing resistance from the politicians. If the president had left us to the wolves, we had no hope in hell of succeeding. Well, it depends on how you define arrogance. I believe that the people who label me as arrogant say that if you have your values and the principles that you uphold, and you stick to those principles, and when you don't have money and they ask you to come and make money, and you say you don't need the money, that is arrogance. That is their own definition of arrogance. That's their own definition of arrogance. So by that definition, I probably will qualify as somebody who is arrogant. Yeah. The simple answer to that is no. I have had my own opportunities in life, and I have had the opportunity to help move Nigeria forward. I have made my contribution. Can I still make further contributions to the development of my country? Yes. Am I willing to do that? Yes, but only in an advisory capacity. Because one of the biggest things that we do in this country that I don't agree with is that we do not hand over to the next generation early enough. Let young people who are well trained, who are honest and competent, come and lead us Let us stay behind and support them and advise them on how to do things. That is the way they will learn in our lifetime, and they will do things well. So that when we are about to depart this world, we will go out smiling, knowing that we have left worthy people that have been tested, that will carry the ship of state forward. That's my own view on that. Not to be a frontline soldier, no. I will look back before I look forward. And I will start with, what is the purpose of government? And I'll talk about one principal thing that the government must help us achieve. Our people must prosper. Okay? So, government must help the people to prosper. How do we define prosperity? Okay? One way of defining prosperity is what is the average income per person. But that average income per person is after adjusting for inflation that erodes our purchasing power. Or put differently, we have 100 tubers of yam. We have 10 people, population. 10 divided by 100. 100 divided by 10, I beg your pardon, means there are 10 tubers of yam for each person to consume. That is the average income per person. Okay? So, if we now say that we want to grow the prosperity, it means we must manage the numerator, which is the quantity of yam we produce, and then we must manage the denominator, the number of people who want to eat yam. Okay? So, at the heart of whatever we're doing in Nigeria, we must take a selfish view about it. And my view is that it must begin with, let us just replace ourselves. Me and my wife were 2 people. Let us have 2 children. Let's replace ourselves while we build this numerator, this output. Okay? Replace yourselves while you build the output. Because building the output will take some time. It's a big challenge. Because we are coming from a very low base. On average now, the income per person per year in Nigeria is $2,000. If you multiply it by exchange rate of 400 to 1 is $800,000. It's less than $1 million per person per year. We now see people are running to America, running to the UK. What is the average income per person in those climes? We are talking of somewhere between 40 and 60,000 US. So the gap between us and them to catch up is massive. So we need to first of all take a selfish view about population, because the more people that we put in, the more mouths that we want to consume yam. So let us replace ourselves and let's look for ways of growing the numerator, which is the quantity of yam, the quantity of schools that we have, the quantity of healthcare services that we have, and things like that. So that's what I mean when I talk about this. The second important thing apart from the average income per person is what is called the income distribution as well. The income distribution. Okay? That income distribution can be measured, but we don't pay enough attention to it to measure it. The economists use a jargon called the Gini coefficient to describe it. Okay? But I can explain what that means in English language. Okay? When everyone in the society has all the money, that means that your Gini coefficient is 1. One person has all the money in the country. When the money is evenly spread, when everybody has the same amount of money, then your Gini coefficient is 0. So when you are nearer 0, there's greater equity in your environment. When you are nearer 1, there's greater inequity in your environment. South Africa has one of the highest Gini coefficients in the world. Their number is a little bit above 0.6. And that is not too difficult to explain, because they had gone through a long period of apartheid where a smaller percentage of the population, the 3 or 4 million white people, control the bulk of the wealth out of the 50 million people in the country. So that explains the high Gini coefficient there. So the second important thing that we also need to address in our environment is concentration of wealth, more even distribution of the wealth of the nation. So those are big issues, and can they be resolved? Can they be addressed?